Last Friday's shootout between law enforcement officers and members of the Symbionese Liberation Army in South Los Angeles has caused a minor battle at City Hall. Irate residents of the neighborhood are demanding that the city pay for the repair of badly damaged homes and cars and reimburse them for personal property loss. Today, Mayor Tom Bradley held a news conference in which he said that although the city has no real legal obligation or responsibility to make good the damages stemming from the shootout, something would be done for the people who suffered losses.
We feel there is a moral obligation in this situation. That's what we're responding to. I simply pointed out that we're doing this because we think it's right, not a matter of some law forcing us to do so.
Mayor, how long do you think all this will take to pay these claims?
We hope that it can be expedited. We are going to use every shortcut that we can. The representatives of the city attorney's office will actually be assisting the people in preparation of the form so that there is no red tape that will prevent them from having them expedited. And the matter will be presented to the Finance Committee of the City Council this morning, will be offered to the Council itself this morning. And as quickly as we get those claims verified, we would then present the matter to the Council for payment.
The mayor's recommendations now go to the city council for approval. If the city fathers agree with Bradley, money will be set aside for the reimbursement payments. Jan Minagawa, Channel 5 News in Los Angeles.
For the purpose of identification, to my immediate right is City Attorney. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Following the shootout on 54th and Compton the other day, we have directed our city department representatives to go out into that community to assess the damage which has been done to the properties there and in the immediate neighborhood, to make some judgment about what it will cost and what will be necessary to restore those properties and to make those people whole again. While the city does not have a legal obligation to do so, Mr. Pines, Mr. Lindsay, and I feel very strongly that there is a moral obligation that we ought to face up to. And we are therefore going to recommend to the City Council this morning that the city establish procedures for evaluating the damages and the claims, help the people in preparing the claims against the city, and then to make a proper assessment of the validity of the claims and the amount of damages and all that are not covered by insurance. It is our position that the city would then reimburse them for their losses. Now, I'm pleased to say that the community has already been very active in their work at providing relief for those who have been subject to either being displaced from their homes or loss of furniture or loss of clothing. An emergency community fund has already been established under the direction of one of our radio stations, KGFJ, with the assistance of the Broadway Federal Savings and Loan and a number of other businesses and individuals in the southeast part of the city. I think that's a magnificent response to a time of tragedy, and the city is going to meet its obligation, as I see it, in assuming its share of responsibility in this matter. Mr. Pines?
To set up a program situation for by insurance and assisting them in presenting claims which will eventually be evaluated.
At this point, and I would not like to use those as a basis for any final judgment, there will be a complete evaluation, and we will use their estimates as well as our own independent evaluation. A matter of precedent and of law that when a law enforcement agency is involved in a similar incident where they're not acting in negligence, that this is a police action and the jurisdiction is not legally obligated to pay.
But the city is a government agency. That's still not very clear. The police didn't.
Well, the police were acting in the course of their duties and without negligence, and therefore there would be no legal liability on the part of any governmental agency.
How much is this going?
I think I've indicated to you.
Number of claimants you expect.
I know they probably did it.
Yeah,